I am too far from the mic, please put up your hand and then I will know that I have to correct it. I am here this morning not only sharing with you the horrors of the past that you cannot change. I am here because you are my future, and it's your obligation to repair this world because it is certainly in a pretty bad shape. You have to pay attention not just for yourself, but in a few years you will want to get married and have children. You have to think about the future. You must repair the world if you don't want your children to grow up surrounded by as much hate as I grew up in, as much hate and killing, and is still going on in the world. If you will not do it, then it will not be done, because it is your obligation to take care of the future. I was born many years ago, and in a pretty secular world. I had a comfortable life. My background is Hungarian, and I actually felt that I am as secure as a rock. Everything is going to go on in my life the way I planned it. I think just about the same way as you feel in this country. And then one day, it all came apart. One day, my best friend, who was supposed to be my best friend for the rest of my life, told me that from now on, she cannot be my friend anymore, that I will have to change schools. She cannot come to our house to admire my Hanukkah candles, and I am not going to be invited to look at her beautiful Christmas tree. So I went home and cried on my mother's shoulder, "What's wrong? What did we do wrong?" And my mother explained to me that it might be only a political time and it will change and everything will be just the same as it was. You see, we lived in a city where I was able to go back in my family history for 5 generations. So it certainly was home to us. Where it was a city where they were Jews who were poor and lived on charity. They were merchants who were pretty wealthy. They were doctors and lawyers helping the whole community, and even leaders and mayors of the city sometimes were Jewish. But someone told us that because we look like everyone else, we sound like everyone else, so that from now on, everyone who is Jewish has to wear a yellow star. So the whole city and the whole world survive, really. And then my life just became narrower, inch by inch, practically every time. My father went away because he couldn't stay in that city, and we moved to my grandparents' house. It was a house my mother was born in. It was a house that I was born in, a house where every corner and every piece of furniture had its own story, probably just the same as your home is. But then someone walked in one day and said, "This is not your home anymore, this is not your city anymore, this is not your country anymore. So in the next 2 days, you should pack up just as much as you can carry. Everyone will have only what you are able to carry. And leave this house." And my grandfather, who was the sergeant of the Hungarian army in the First World War, said, "There must be a mistake. For 5 generations, we were proud, loving, loyal, dedicated Hungarian Jews. This couldn't happen." And that